Hello and good evening. Hello and good evening. My name is Father Anthony Messeh, and thank you for tuning in to this impromptu scope, as I put out there on Twitter. The reason that I am jumping on Twitter here today, and I'm sure a lot of people have been waiting to to hear from me. The reason I'm jumping on Twitter here or on Periscope here today is like a public service announcement, okay? In case you haven't heard, there's some people out there who don't like me, okay? And they really, really don't like me. And apparently they have been spending a lot of their time, apparently they got a lot of free time on their hands, and they've been using that free time recently to basically to criticize me and bash me and say they don't like my sermons, they don't like my church, they don't like my beard, they don't like my shoes, they don't like my toothpaste that I use or whatever it may be. Pretty much anything that anyone can criticize me for has been happening over these past days. And I wanted to record this video here today, which I'll be posting on my blog tomorrow. Here's the thing, is that so many people have reached out to me and you know, are you okay? And people, whatever it is. The truth is, in front of God, okay, God is my witness. It doesn't really bother me, to be honest. Okay, the criticism is something that, I've been around the block once or twice here before. People have criticized before, and they'll criticize again. The reason I'm recording this today, so many people reached out to me, okay, and I really, really appreciate. And I got texts and emails and phone calls from clergy. From non-clergy people, local people, non-local people in other continents. So many people we love you and we support you and we with you. And I'm like, you know what? I'm good. Honestly, I'm good. This stuff doesn't faze me, to be honest. But what has been bothering me is the effect it's been having on people. Okay, and that's where I said I have to say something, because several people are like, we're angry. You know what I mean? And we want to say something, and we want to respond. One lady was like, this is bullying, and we're going to legal action and stuff like that. And I'm like, hold your horses, everybody. Everything is okay. So here I am, Father Anthony. I'm okay. Okay? I'm okay. So everyone hold your horses. I know people are, want to, respond back and fire back, but as I'll explain a little bit why I don't think that's a good idea. I know several people have responded back, and I don't think that was a good idea. I appreciate the A for effort, but oftentimes that ended up kind of inflaming the situation, and someone sent a private message that got posted online, which is just stay away from all that stuff, okay? So I just wanted to share a quick message, okay, on how I handle opposition and how I think, okay, is the godly way to handle opposition, okay? Again, I'm fine, all right, and if it was just me, I'm good. Yeah, thank you so much. So many people, I have to say thank you. So many people have been so encouraging this past week. Honestly, if my self-esteem was bad before, it has been great, okay, over this past week. So many people reaching out, phone calls, texts. Someone sent a check. Someone sent a donation, which is thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I don't know if it's there's a hurricane, you send a check and donations. I really appreciate it, because we're hopefully going to start building a building soon, but I want to say I'm okay. Here's how I think we should handle opposition. Before we get into kind of the biblical how we should handle opposition, what I'm doing and what I would encourage you to do, first we got to understand the nature of the people that we're dealing with, okay? And I'm speaking in general terms. I'm not speaking about anybody in particular, but I'm saying the nature of a person who posts inflammatory comments online in the hopes of getting a response, okay? There's a psychology behind this kind of a person who would do these kinds of things, okay? I believe, okay, I found the official term, okay, the official term of a person who starts, no, not that word, okay, official term of a person who would start quarrels online. I looked it up from Wikipedia, which I know is not an orthodox site, but hopefully you'll allow me to quote Wikipedia. The word is a troll, okay? And apparently the word troll means this, okay? I'm just reading it from Wikipedia. I'm not calling anybody a troll. I'm just talking about this. A troll is a person who starts quarrels or upsets people on the internet to distract or sow discord by posting inflammatory messages with the intent of provoking readers into displaying emotional responses. Okay, that's an important part. With the intent of provoking readers into displaying emotional responses and normalizing tangential discussion, whether for the troll's amusement or specific gain. Okay? I'm not calling anybody a troll. I'm saying that's the definition. So if there's anybody you know that fits that definition, that's who I'm talking about. Okay? Now, if they don't fit that definition, okay, thank you, Wikipedia. If they don't fit that definition, this doesn't apply to them, so there's no reason for anybody to be offended, okay? I use the biblical term, okay? That's the Wikipedia term. The biblical term that I use is from 1 Timothy chapter 6, where St. Paul talked about useless wranglings, okay? I'll read that whole passage. St. Paul talks about the man who is not godly. He is proud, knowing nothing. This is 1 Timothy 6, starting at verse 4. He is proud, knowing nothing, obsessed with disputes and arguments over words, from which come envy, strife, reviling, evil suspicions, and then the word I like, useless wranglings, of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth, who suppose that godliness is a means of gain. From such withdraw yourself. So I'm talking about useless wranglings. People who want to argue and inflame and incite and... How do we deal with people like this? Okay? How do we deal with people like this? Well, again, you got to understand the psychology, okay, of a person who would do these useless wranglings. I think there's two things you need to be aware of, okay, from my experience of someone who is posting these kinds of comments online. They have two things that you must be aware of. If not, you will fall prey to exactly what they want to do. Number one, they got time. And number two, they have a desire for attention. Okay, those are the two things they got. They got time, and at times it seems unlimited time. Like they got like 25, 26, 27 hours per day. Okay, maybe they don't sleep. Maybe they, they live off the 5-hour energy or whatever it may be. They got time. They got time. I'm telling you. Like, you know how sometimes the expression fangirl. Okay, sometimes I'll meet someone who's like, I heard this sermon. These people talk about sermons from like 2006. Okay, that I don't even remember. Okay, so they've heard every one of my sermons. They parsed them through and through. They have them memorized. Okay, again, good for my ego. I mean, like they really like my sermons. They really like listening to it. Okay, so they got time. All right, and also, I'm making generalizations here, obviously. Okay, but they also have no problem. Like we have a retreat we do every year, Momentum. Okay, Momentum conference that we do every year, and I'm telling you. I could circle the names, okay, that are on the participant list, okay? Like the same group of like 4 or 5 guys come every year. They pay hundreds of dollars to come and criticize. Like it's I don't know if I should be flattered or what it may be. Like I could circle it. And some people say we shouldn't let them in, and we know who it is, or who takes pictures or whatever it may be, and goes and just criticizes and posts online. And my response is, we got nothing to hide. Like I'm the only priest on the planet, okay, who has every sermon he's ever given online. Okay, I wrote a book, okay, that's in print. You can take whatever it is that you want. I got a podcast, okay, I got a blog. One of the things that someone said is like, there's a cult and there's hidden stuff. Hello, we just announced we're doing an open house. Okay, open house means come and see everything that we're doing. We're not the people who hide stuff. We're the people that invite people, and when they come, we give like giveaways, okay, when people come. So the idea that we're hiding stuff, we're not hiding nothing, okay? Sorry, I got off track a little bit. They got time, number one. Number two, they have a need for attention, okay? And they have a desire to feel important, okay, to feel like they're doing something and they're, you know what I mean? And the way they create that importance and that attention is online, okay, because it's a world, Facebook especially, okay, more than like the other social, like Twitter, you kind of post something and you go, it's kind of like a hit and run kind of a thing, but Facebook is all about, I'm sitting here and I want to talk to you and I want to talk to you and I want to read this. So Facebook, okay, what I was telling people, Facebook is not the real world. Facebook, like there's the real world where you and I talk and we interact and we shake hands and we hug, okay, and then there's Facebook, like this world over there that talks about the real world and references the real world, but it's not the real world. Because in this world, people make themselves kings and queens and rulers and judges, okay, and people are casting out and people are declaring stuff. And that's not the real world, okay? But it is a world that you got to be careful of, because the goal of the useless wranglings person is to get attention in that world, okay? What's the easiest way to get attention in this world today? The easiest way to get attention. The easiest way to get attention is to criticize someone who has a platform, okay, or who, I use the word famous, I don't mean famous, I'm not saying I'm famous, but someone who a lot of people follow. That's the easiest way, okay? I'll tell you what. Let's say I'm someone who wants to feel important, okay, and I want to express my views, and I want to, you know what I'm saying? So I create a blog, and I write my blog post, and I write a thing, and, 5 people, read it, okay, or 10 people read it, or whatever it may be. And so I'm like, but then someone else posts, okay, and 1,000 people read his blog, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to comment on his blog, okay? So I kind of like, he's got a platform, and I just kind of tagged along. It's kind of like a tick, okay? You know the ticks, okay, that they have no life in themselves, so they suck on you, so they kind of get life from you. That's the easiest way to become famous these days. You see it online on social media all the time. Find someone famous, says something, and just say, oh yeah, what he said, oh yeah, what she said, and now I made myself have relevance, okay, on their platform, okay? It's a cheap way. So, if the job of the useless wranglers, if they have time on their hands and they want attention and importance, okay, I'll be honest, this was a great week for them. This was a great week, or 2 weeks, or whatever it's been, because man, oh man, people know their names, people are following them online, people are calling them and texting them and arguing with them, like that's what they live for. So we got to be better than that. We got to be smarter than that and not give them what they want. Our strategy has to be, what did St. Paul say in that verse? That verse from 1 Timothy 6, these people, the useless wranglings, from such withdraw yourselves. From such withdraw yourselves. And what I say is ignore, unfollow, unfriend, unlike. I don't know what the right term is, okay? Go away from. One of the things for me, okay, when I'm on Twitter, okay? I'm on Facebook, but I'm not really on Facebook, but I post on Facebook, okay? I had to unfollow many people, even from our own church, people that I love. But you know why I unfollow them? Because their posts are not edifying. Their posts are negative. Okay, and certain people only post, and the president this, okay, and the government this, and this country's going down the toilet. Unfollow. Okay, there's enough negativity in the world. I don't need that negativity, and I don't see the point to that. So I unfollow those people. Okay, let them say what they want to say. I'm not saying they don't have a right to their opinion. They absolutely have a right to their opinion. But I got a right to ignore their opinion. I got a right to have my own opinion. I got a right to keep my mind clear of the useless wranglings. Okay, so here's how it works. Okay, let me give you practical. Okay, let me give you practical, and I'll speak very honestly here, and I hope you appreciate my honesty that I got no agenda other than truth. Truth is the only agenda that we got here. Someone says, okay, the 2 main criticisms they told me, okay, someone says they use Protestant songs in their church. Okay, they say that, and then the plagiarizing the sermons. I'll talk about that in a minute. They use Protestant songs in the church. We're going to shut them down. And again, in this little Facebook world right here, okay, the Facebook world, we're going to shut them down. And what do you think? We should shut them? Yeah, we should shut them. We should shut them. We should all this kind of stuff. And your response to that needs to be unfollow. How should we respond to that? And Father Anthony, we need to tell them, no, you don't. Let them have their opinion. They have a right to their opinion. Unfollow. Believe me, in front of God, God is my witness. It doesn't bother me. If someone wanted to send me an email every single day and criticize everything that I do, up and down, and wipe the floor of my face, I don't have a problem with that. That doesn't bother. Actually, I would respect that, to be honest. Okay, someone who come talk to me face to face, I'd respect that. I don't have a problem with that. My problem is when you, okay, the people that I love, okay, when y'all get dragged into this, then I got to say something, okay? Because to me, like someone said, it's not right that they would criticize you as a clergy, as a priest. I say, you know what? I appreciate who said that. I believe the exact opposite. I don't mind if you criticize me. I'm a big boy, okay? I'm a priest. I should be able to take it. Don't criticize young people. Don't criticize people who are new to the faith. Don't do that. That to me is, So it's not about we should respect the clergy. No, don't respect the clergy. Respect a human being, okay? Respect a child. Respect anyone, okay? Just a human being. The Protestant songs in the church, okay? I'll tell you a funny story. One time, this is probably like 5, 6, 7, I don't know. Yeah, let's say 5, 6, 7 years ago, something like that. It was a bishop. I won't use any names. Okay, no names in any of this. Okay, it was a bishop and several of us priests. Okay, and the priests were all from like the mission church movement or the English-speaking church or whatever you want to call it. Okay, and we were kind of chatting about different things, and the bishop brought in a deacon. Okay, and the deacon was a convert to Orthodoxy from Protestantism, and basically, the point was we shouldn't use Protestant songs, which I hate the term Protestant songs, but fine. We shouldn't use Protestant songs. And the deacon made this pitch about how, our orthodoxy, and we should only use the hymns of the church and the liturgical, no, don't use Protestant songs. And some of the priests are starting, and everyone's arguing, people listen, I'll keep my mouth shut. And the bishop is like supporting him, but the bishop is very open-minded. He's a great guy. So I'm listening to this discussion. I'm just listening. Then I raised my hand at the very end, okay? As I saw things were getting heated and getting unproductive, I raised my hand. I said with all due respect to the deacon, he's a very nice guy, okay? And this is an example of I disagree with him, but, I very much appreciated his point. So if he's listening, I very much appreciate him. I said, okay, you said Pope Shenouda. Okay, thank you so much, Naveen. I appreciate that. Pope Shenouda is what I said. I said, with all my due respect to the deacon and to the bishop, I said, Orthodoxy, we don't like to do new things. I said, Orthodoxy, we like to do what we've been taught to do. And they're like, wait a minute, what is he talking about? He's going to agree? I said, back at the time, so this was, Pope Shenouda, this is before Pope Shenouda passed. I said, I know this. I said, I know every Wednesday, the Patriarch of Alexandria, the Pope of the Coptic Orthodox Church, Pope Shenouda III, of thrice blessed memory, goes up there in front of the cathedral, in front of 10,000 people, and he brings with him the lead cantor of the church, okay, Ibrahim Ayad. And Ibrahim Ayad would stand up there and sing, according to your definition, Protestant songs. So are we saying that's wrong? And of course, when I said that, the bishop was like, no, I'm not saying that. He's like, that's not what we're saying. And then the deacon guy was like, no, that's what I'm saying. So then, of course, the bishop was like, no, we need to discuss or think about it. So it's a ridiculous argument, okay? There's no such thing as a Protestant song. When people say Protestant, what they're talking about is American songs. Because in Egypt, all throughout Egypt, okay, the songs that they sing all the time, okay, or they're not the hymns, they're songs, they're Arabic songs, which came from Protestant churches or whatever it may be. So the whole idea of Protestant songs is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. If there's a song that says, I love you, Lord, or thank you, Lord, don't tell me that's Protestant or that's Orthodox or whatever it may be. Now, someone said these songs are not theologically sound. Thank you very much. That was my next point. If there's something wrong in a song, we don't sing the song. But we don't say, we only sing songs that are in Coptic, okay, because one of the American songs, no, there's no, it's not, the categorization is a bad way to go. Instead, what we say, I know what Madonna's saying, okay? Instead, what we do, if there's a song that has something wrong, we don't sing it. If there's a song, there's a Bible verse, we sing it. What's the problem? And then sometimes, okay, what Madonna was saying right there said, I can attest to that. Because one time, okay, music team went up there, sang a song, and afterwards I'm like, I don't think that's kosher. So what happened? We had a holy synod, or whatever it may be. No, I went to the music team, I said, that song, that's not good. So we didn't sing it again. Like, it's a very simple process. It's not that complicated, okay? If a song is good, we sing it. If a song is bad, we don't sing it, okay? It's not that big a deal, okay? So that's the first one about the Protestant. Second one, the plagiarized sermons. He plagiarized sermons. He uses other people's sermons. He reads books, okay? Listens to sermons, listens to podcasts, and he shares. Of course I do. My response to that is, of course I do. Of course I do. And I'm trying to keep myself calm. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt of ignorance. Okay, give you the benefit. But I hesitate to say sometimes it's like, bad spirit. Okay, bad spirit sometimes. Anyone who would say, you plagiarize sermons is someone, with all my due respect, does a lot more criticizing and a lot less serving. Because anyone who's out there on the front lines, anyone who's out there trying to do something great for the kingdom of God, you know how many, someone calculated this recently. Someone calculated that I have given, I don't know how they came up with this number. I mean, they took the average and stuff like that. 10,000 hours worth of sermons, okay, in my 18 years as a priest. 10,000 hours worth of sermons. 10,000 hours worth of sermons. That's a lot of sermons. Of course I read books, okay? Of course I listen to sermons. Of course I listen to podcasts. And you know what? If I find something worth sharing, I'm going to share it. Why wouldn't I share it? Okay? If I find something, you know what? I'll be honest. If you got a good sermon for Sunday, I spent all day answering people's text messages. I didn't prepare my sermon for Sunday. If someone out there has a good sermon for this Sunday gospel, please send it to me. I will absolutely use it. Why wouldn't I use it? Okay? Again, it's like the song thing. If there's something wrong in the content, yeah, don't say it. But if someone out there Actually, this was from a bishop one time. Two bishops, okay? Two bishops told me this. Again, I'm telling you, what these criticisms, okay, that are shaking some people right now, they've been around, okay, from generation to generation, all right? And I have a fantastic relationship with the hierarchy of the church, and okay, and I submit to the hierarchy and all the bishops. Actually, every one of the bishops, to be honest, my relationship with them, not everyone, I don't know them all, but I'm saying the ones I have a relationship with, most of them started negative because they hear the useless wranglings and people, and then they meet me and they get to know me, and now I have a great relationship with all of them. Okay, and they all pretty much said the same thing: is that we heard one thing about you, but then when we meet you, so that's why I say it's just come talk to me. Okay, thank you, Constantinos, you said it, not me. Anyway, two bishops, okay, both told me this exact same thing, that this criticism came to them, that he plagiarized the sermons, he takes sermons from Protestant pastors, he reads non-Orthodox books. Of course I read non-Orthodox books, okay? Why wouldn't you read non-Orthodox books? If there's truth in this world, why wouldn't you read it, okay? Both bishops said to the person who was criticizing, and one of them was a priest, like one was a priest going to a bishop to complain about me, another was a lay person going to the bishop. They said, don't tell me where he got it from, tell me what he said. Did he say something wrong? And if he said something wrong, then yes, we will, take action, whatever it may be. And the action would be, tell me, Father Anthony, you said this wrong. I'd say, okay, sorry, I didn't mean to say something wrong. Like, that's the action. But the source, who cares? Okay, who cares if I read it in a book? Who cares if I heard it in a sermon? Like, I want you guys to understand this and be educated and realize that we're all saying the same thing. Like, all preachers are preaching the same thing. And if you got I want to give a sermon and say, God is good. Okay? Is that, if I heard a Protestant person say God is good, then I can't say it because he said it? And what if he has a great example to prove it? Why would I think it'd be irresponsible for me not to use it. All truth is truth. Okay? If I said something wrong, I'll be the first one to apologize and recant. And I have said things wrong. Listen carefully to me. I'm not sitting here and saying I never made any mistakes. I have. And anyone who wants to correct me, people correct me all the time. Father Anthony, you said this wrong. Okay, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Mistake. Correct it. No problem. But the idea of he listens to sermons and stay away from that. Okay? You know what? Can I tell you something? I'm going to tell you something. I've said this one time in a sermon. Okay? Forgive me. Okay? I know I may come across as, I don't know how I come across, but I promise you in front of God, I have no agenda. Okay? And yeah, thank you very much. eBay Deals 18 said it very well. I have no agenda. And I know you may not believe me, but that's between me and my conscience and me and God, and you can believe me or not believe me. But the truth is, I believe. I've said this before. You know why people accuse me of being Protestant in my sermons? Some people say it's your style. It's not just my style. Okay, because people say it's because you walk around. Every bishop walks around. Okay, not everyone, but many of them do. Some say because you stand in front of the altar. Go watch the Pope on Christmas and Easter, give the sermon, he stands right in front of the altar. Okay, some people say it's because you use jokes. You ever heard Pope Shenouda give a sermon? Pope Shenouda was always lighthearted, and that's what we loved about Pope Shenouda. So that's all, that's just the stuff that they say, okay, but that's not the real stuff. You know why I honestly believe that people criticize me and call me Protestant and say my sermons are unorthodox? Because they're understandable. Because they're clear. Because they're helpful. Okay? And because other people struggle, either one of two situations. Some people struggle to speak in a helpful manner, okay, in a clear manner. Other people don't want to because they want to sound like they're so smart and use big words and be fancy pants, okay? So then here I come and I'm understandable and I'm easy to understand and I make things relevant. So people say, he's not Orthodox, he's not... No, I don't buy into that, okay? Oh, another thing right here. I said helpful. Another thing that was criticized, like I have for criticism. Self-help. He's self-help. I don't know why self-help got such a bad reputation. Like, I get it. I get self-help. Some people want to criticize, but why is it bad to help people? And why is it bad to help people help people? Like, I don't get it. Like, wasn't Jesus a helpful person? Okay, we're like, that sermon was self-help. Well, why wouldn't you want to help people? Okay, isn't that our goal? Okay, sorry. I digress. Okay, we're going to move on from the topic, okay? But I meant what I said about if anyone has a good sermon for Sunday, okay? Please send it my way, okay? I'll be happy to use it, okay? That is definitely an improper use of the word plagiarism, too, by the way. Plagiarism is in writing, okay? Bible. Did anyone from the Bible ever face opposition, okay? I've been talking very long. I'm going to finish in 4 minutes, okay? Someone from the Bible in the book of Nehemiah. Nehemiah was doing a great work when he was building the wall. Okay, and Nehemiah on multiple occasions faced opposition, and I think we can learn a lot. Okay, my goal is to have all of us responding, okay, in the Orthodox way to respond to opposition. Okay, a lot of people did, yeah, but I want to go to what Nehemiah chapter 4 and chapter 6. I'll just read a couple verses from each. But it so happened, Nehemiah 4, when Sanballat heard that we were rebuilding the wall, that he was furious and very indignant and mocked the Jews. Okay, that he was furious and indignant and mocked the Jews. Okay, furious and indignant and mocked the Jews. Okay, he went to ridicule. And he spoke before his brethren and the army of Samaria. If he had Facebook, he would put it on Facebook. And he said, "What are these feeble Jews doing? Will they fortify themselves? Will they offer sacrifices? Will they complete it in a day? Will they revive the stones from the heaps of rubbish, stones that are burned?" Okay, he is making fun of them and mocking them. Okay. And then Tobiah the Ammonite, repeats what he says. And then Nehemiah responds. How do you respond when people ridicule you and mock you? Okay, how do you respond when people troll you? Okay, how do you, when people useless wranglings you? Well, Nehemiah, in chapter 4, he prayed. But listen to his prayer. Okay, and I want all the useless wranglings, the trolls, people, the criticizers, the haters, call yourself whatever you want. Okay, I got nothing against you. All right, but I like this part. I know you're going to watch this, okay? I have no doubt. Okay, you're probably, I can see them now, like, screenshotting the thing right now, okay? So I have no doubt they're going to listen carefully to this. But I want you to listen carefully to this, because this is from my heart, okay? And I know you don't really care. You want to do what you want to do, but I have to be honest, okay? He said, "Hear, O God, for we are despised. Turn their reproach on their own heads, and give them as plunder to a land of captivity. Do not cover their iniquity, and do not let their sin be blotted out from before you, for they have provoked you to anger before the builders." Okay? So what I want to say there, with all love, I don't care if you hate me. I don't care if you hate me. Okay? You're allowed to hate me. You have a right to hate me. You have a right to. But what I want to say is, be very careful if you are an offense to other people. Be very careful. That's not a joking matter. Because when Jesus talked about those who offend others, he said, better than a millstone is hung around your neck and you're thrown in the deepest part of the ocean. I don't mess around with a verse like that. You have a right to hate me. Hate all you way. Hate away all you want. But be careful. Okay, just be careful. Because God is merciful, for sure. But God is also just. Okay? And no one wants to run into... Be careful. That's all I'll say. Okay? That's Nehemiah 4. Nehemiah 6. Okay? Same thing happened, but... Similar thing happened. Okay, by this point in time, Nehemiah is almost done. The haters, okay, are pretty much like, okay, he's going to do it. So what they try to do is try to distract him. Okay, but they try to ridicule him in the beginning, and then they try to distract him just with useless wranglings. Okay, come have these conversations. That would happen when Sanballat, Tobiah, Geshem the Arab, and the rest of our enemies heard that I had rebuilt the wall, that there were no breaks left in it, okay, etc., etc., etc. They said, "Come, let us meet together among the villages in the plain of Ono." But they thought to do me harm. So I sent messengers to them. Ono was like a village far away. They said, "Come meet with us. Okay, we want to just sit, we want to meet, we want to talk, we want to discuss." I sent messengers to them saying, this is an important verse, "I am doing a great work. I cannot come down to you. Why should the work cease while I leave it and go down to you? I am doing a great work. I cannot come down to you. Why should the work cease?" That's what I want. That's our message. Okay? That's why I don't respond to this stuff. And that's why I want you not to respond to this stuff too. We are doing a great work right here. Honestly, I feel bad at the amount of time and energy that has been wasted on this nonsense that has produced nothing, only wicked and evil. Why? For what? I cannot come down to you. I'm not going to respond to Facebook posts. I'm not going to respond to tweeters and all these kinds of stuff. I'm going to use my time productively. Like, I even feel bad wasting the half hour that I wasted right here. Y'all could have been spending time with your families, reading a book, okay? I don't have time, okay? I got a lot on my plate. And I am not, this is a very important point, I am not going to lose focus on the mission that God has called us to. Because we've been called to do great work. We've been called to do great work. I'm not just saying me, I'm saying all of us together. And there will always be detractors. There will always be nonsense. There will always be criticizers. There will always be useless wranglings. But trust me, God is doing great work right here. And we cannot. God will judge us if we leave the work to attend to the criticism. God will judge us. Again, you have a right to your opinion. I have a right to my opinion. We can agree on some things. We can disagree on other things. But I don't have time for useless wranglings. So I'm pleading with you, okay, all those out there. unfollow, unfriend, unlike, whatever it may be. Let's make a vow to as withdraw yourself, like St. Paul said to St. Timothy. Withdraw yourselves, okay? Let's go away from that stuff. Let's not waste our time. Again, everyone has a right to their opinion. I don't take that away from anyone. But we also aren't going to be distracted by it. We're going to keep bringing an ancient faith to a modern world. We're going to keep on finding new ways, okay, to shine the beauty of orthodoxy in a world that we live in today. And some people won't be comfortable with those ways. I get that. But in the end, we must obey God rather than men. And our goal here is not to please men and win at some kind of popularity contest. Our goal is to do what's right in the eyes of God, okay? You know, all of this stuff started, okay? All of this stuff started when we announced STSA Ministries. And I promise I'm done after this, okay? When we started STSA Ministries. And I was like excited for STSA when we announced it, okay? It's Labor Day weekend. I was excited when we announced it. But man, I am super excited now because I know this is because of the good stuff that's going to happen. I promise you, okay? I promise you. See, some people are responding to, no, leave them. Let people go. Let people be. Don't ignore, okay? Let people say what they want to say. Let people have a right. Whoever it was, okay? Let them have their own opinion. Don't worry about it, okay? We're practicing what we preach. I was excited about STSA Ministries before. I can't wait right now because believe me, God is going to do great things. And absolutely, when I see stuff like this, that's what I'm saying. People are like, are you okay? Are you okay? Stuff like this, it doesn't get me down. Actually, it motivates me. It motivates me. Because it just shows me that the devil is attacking because something great is going to happen. So if you are coming to STSA Ministries Open House Weekend, can't wait to see you. God's going to do great things. I promise you. And that's just the beginning. And then, for those who aren't coming, I'm doing something here. I'm kind of making my own decision right here. And I want to throw out, like, we already passed the early bird pricing, okay? It's next weekend, not this weekend, the weekend after. We already passed the early bird pricing, but shh, don't tell anybody, okay? I got more excited about STSA Ministries Open House this weekend. Anyone who wants to come, I'll give you the early bird discount. Shh, just email me, okay? I'll give you the early bird discount, but don't tell anybody, okay? Don't tell anybody. I'll give you the early bird discount, okay? If you just come and let me know, because I really believe that great things are going to happen, okay? I'm done. Thank you all for your time. Sorry to keep you all so long. I know that there's some people out there who hate my guts. I respect you, okay? I'm not trying to criticize you. All I'm saying is I'm sharing my opinion like you share your opinion. I'm sure I gave you lots of material to criticize me with, and I fully expect that Twitter and Facebook will be full tomorrow morning, okay? And if not, don't worry, I'll be preaching on Sunday, okay? A great series on habits. You should check it out in case you haven't already, okay? Just joking. I was just joking, okay? For the rest of you, ignore, unfollow, unlike. Let's keep fighting the good fight, all right? Have a good night, everyone.